Creating objects in Blender is quite simple and easy. Like for example, we have cube in the middle over there, right? So the cube has a number of sides. However, I'm just going to be showing you how to add in some more different shapes. So let's just press the X button on the keyboard, select, make sure you have the cube selected, press the X button, and you can see that now we have the option to delete it, right? So there's a number of shortcuts that we can use. However, you won't be able to see what I'm pressing on my keyboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press N, and then I'm just going to select this option whereby you'll be able to see exactly what I'm pressing. Okay, so at the bottom left over here, you can then now see what I'm pressing on the keyboard. So I'm going to press Shift A, and now I can select different options to select whatever shape I would like to place in the scene. For example, let's just say I would like to put in a sphere, and just like that we have a sphere over here, and we can then now zoom in and have a look at our sphere, and just like that we have a sphere over there. Okay, so I'm just going to press S to delete it and show you another option as to how to add objects. So at the header menu, you can then see that we have another option as to place in objects as well. So if you're looking for the shortcut, it would then be Shift A, and then if you forgot the shortcut, you can just go over here and select it over there. So another thing that I want you to note is at the bottom over here we have this menu over here, right? So I'm just selecting this menu over here, right? You can see it says segments, rings, and radius. So the radius is how big or how small the object is. However, the rings would be then the number of rings that's around it, and then the segments of course now would be over there. So every shape has different options that you can play around with, and I suggest that you do play around with it. However, for example, let's just say I'm adding in a cylinder, right? So let's just go over there, and you can see that there's a number of cylinders or options that we can select over there, as well as the radius and then the depth that it has over there. So I would suggest adding a number of shapes into the viewport and playing around with it.